audience. Do you think I should do an open audience with this? Where this is going to be business to business. So we're looking for like gym owners and we're looking for like personal trainers, fitness professionals who would have the capital to
Yeah.
start working with the
So I would
agency.
test that with the audiences, and then on this ad, it looks like you only have one image type, right?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, so it looks like these are all pretty similar images here. So what
Mhm.
I'd do is I'd add some more content variety in here. So that way you can end up testing more different types of creatives.
Oh,
So
I'm
like,
sorry. So you mean what type of image? I see. Okay, so yeah, we have in terms of that, there's only really like two that we're running. Why am I not being?
yeah,
I
you
guess
should test
it's
more creative content. So like use the video, do a different style image.
okay. That's weird. I thought, oh, here we go. Yeah, there's I think two variations of this. There's one with it like on a screen. Is this it? Yeah, there's this one and the other one that I just showed you. And then we played with the copy and also the headline. So those are the two things that we changed. Um,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
I would
so
test more creatives.
okay, and then I mean, okay, so all right, so then you think this is just literally a matter of not having enough variations?
Yeah,
Okay,
less variation. Like you have variations, but you need more actual change between each ad.
got it. Okay,
Yeah. So I'd test different styles of creatives. Do
okay.
you have any like how active is the group? Is the group pretty active?
We just started it, and um, like I said, it's been basically all organic reach, and we've got 29 members so far. Um, and yeah, so I've got a guy helping me, um, kind of just like shouting out to everybody, and we're going to be creating YouTube channels where I'm going to be repurposing that content on this
Oh,
page.
perfect.
So yeah, and then we've got everything. It took us like 2 weeks to get everything set up for basically channeling all the content. I had no idea it was going to take this much energy, but now that it's all automated and everybody's on the same page, we're going to start really busting out a bunch of content.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah, I'm like wondering, like, I love this idea. I'm just wondering, like, is this the way that we should be? Should we do this? I mean, there isn't a lot of people driving traffic to a Facebook group, which I like that idea. I like that we'd be somebody who's doing something unique. I'm just wondering, number one, maybe the creative is just confusing to people because
Yeah, 100%.
I'm
It's
like,
got to be more exciting and in your face.
okay. And then, yeah, like what I've been trying to leverage right now is like a data reactivation campaign that we use with gym owners that has actually worked really, really well. And these aren't bullshit numbers. These are actual real numbers. Like we do make $15,000 in 3 days. Um, but I'm just wondering, like, is this making sense to them or is this,
I think your copy is actually not an issue.
okay,
I think it's
you
really
think
just your content.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think I should do video where I'm breaking this down and like saying, hey, look, this is what we're covering, or do you think I should do more like,
Yeah. If you're good on video, 100%.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
and then okay, all right, and then in terms of images, what are you thinking? And like, should I be? Because we do have some physical stuff that we've printed out that are like lead assets, and I also have a designer who's done a bunch of stuff with like, let me see if I can find an example like this, for
Cool.
example.
You go all the way back up?
Um, all the way up.
Yep. What is the, oh, okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I mean, like, you just need more testing of content. Go back to that ad you were just showing me again. Yeah, you see this ad on the right-hand side? Like of
This
this,
one here.
like, yeah, holding that. Like
Mhm.
some that's more you got to have like more fitness in the actual creative, like something going on.
I see. That makes sense because they're usually on social media looking at fitness related stuff anyways, right? Like people lifting weights.
Yeah. And
So,
honestly, you could probably get like some stock footage as well of like some really cool content stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of it out there.
okay.
And the thing will
Okay.
just take off. I mean, it'll just it'll move so fast in terms of results. Like
Okay.
you'll start seeing like $1 leads like across the board. Now, of course, you're gonna have to fill up your group, and that's gonna take some time. But I mean, like once
Yeah.
it's moving, and you're gonna be having a ton of content, lots of engagements. But you got to get the right piece of creative. Like you gotta have a creative that where you're gonna have like hundreds of comments, hundreds of shares, hundreds of like engagements, thousands of engagements in the group. Like your lead costs will just go down to the pennies, and your group will literally like just be flooded with individuals. And then you just have to have a really good system in place for people posting and like, sharing stuff. And usually it'll take off once a huge number of individuals. It looks like you're already getting started on it. That'll
Hmm.
really start moving the bar. And then you can start figuring out ways to like monetize it and, start bringing those individuals into, working with you.
Okay. So I think it's probably smart to pause this because this is just like going nowhere and then just rework the campaign. So
Yeah,
do
the
you think it's
creatives. I wouldn't worry too much about
the actual
and you,
copy?
and yeah, like the headline's going to do it all for you in this case. The creative and headline, the copy's going to be a bonus of like, what's included. Like these checklists, like what we cover, like you could do like bullet points of like, things they're going to get access to.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, cool. And so the images and the video, all just stuff them into the same campaign and just see what floats.
Yeah, exactly. Do a lot of different creative pieces.
So now in terms of targeting, because like this is one of the primary reasons that I'm working with you is because I normally work with, my audience sizes they don't usually go over 500,000. So this is kind of a whole new world. With the targeting, um, I don't know why that's doing that. Oh, because I've got one selected. Like what I mean, what I've noticed for open targeting is, obviously the reach is a lot larger and the cost per impression is lower.
Yeah, I'll give you the audience targeting strategy right here.
Okay.
What you got to do is with the group, go to your group real fast. The benefit of doing this as well is because now you're going to have your own custom lookalikes. Whenever you're porting in like 50 people a day or however many it is, 25, 100 people a day, and you're writing those new posts, you see
Mhm.
that right post? Make sure that it's coming from your page and not your personal profile. That is imperative because what's going to end up happening is you're going to be able to create Facebook page engagements, and anybody who's ever liked or saw the post that you made announcing the group, now every person who goes in the group that is qualified and joins, now you're going to be able to have them see your post, and then you're going to be able to create engagement lookalikes based off the people who are literally in your Facebook group, which is like your own custom audience of fit pros. And if you're only accepting the individuals that make the most sense into the group, then like you're literally building your own qualified audiences with no need to target interest and compete. Because we all
Okay.
know that, everybody and their mother is trying to target individual fitness audiences. So if you get this in place, then you're going to have no comp.
Okay, so let me see if I remember and so when I'm posting here, I should be posting as the page?
Correct.
Is that what you said? Okay, and then
Yep.
wow, I didn't even know you could do that. How are
Yeah,
you
that's why it's a good strategy, and not a lot of people are doing this. Like we've been tapping
that's
into this
awesome.
just recently over the last like few months, and it's working so much. Every time we introduce this strategy with somebody, it's like it just flies off the shelf in terms of sales, growth, all of it.
So how do I do that?
Yeah, you got to join the group as your page,
Okay. And
and
then how
then
do
you
I
got to
do
make
that?
yourself an admin.
So say
Yeah,
again?
then you got to make yourself an admin.
So of this page I am an admin, but you mean so more edit group settings, and then that would be uh
Do you have a page So this page is Patrick, which is you, correct? And do you have a Facebook page for this account outside of your actual profile?
Facebook page. You mean for the ads that we're running?
It doesn't have to be
Facebook
for the
page.
ads, just a page for yourself.
Oh, no, I don't. Like, I see what you're saying. No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Who's going to be the one doing the welcome post?
My admin, Matthew.
Okay, go back to your group. Let me see who made that, who made the most recent announcement at post.
Um, that was him.
Okay, if he's going to be doing that, yeah, so you're going to want him to do that from your Patrick, your page, and you're going to need content on your page, like your actual name. That's going to be like, you're going to have two profiles. One profile is your actual profile, and then you're going to have an actual Facebook page that's you. And
I
he's going
see.
to make a post as you. And then if he's going to also be like a, an admin leader in this, then he can be the one responding to comments and stuff and like engaging with the individuals. But
I
he'll just
see.
have access, he'll have admin access to your page because you can do it that way.
Okay.
That's how you scale this thing and get all your own audiences. It's a little much to set up. It probably sounds like a lot to set up, but
No, I
that's the
totally
only
dig
thing
it.
it is.
That
It's
makes
just setting up.
yeah, that makes sense. It's like doing engagement audiences, right? Okay, so if I get this correct, so like a profile page for me, but it's like whatever the influencer page or whatever they call it, and then he's able to log into that. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
He,
Not log in. He's actually, you can assign him admin access
I see.
to your page, which is even better because no
Right.
logins have to be shared.
Okay. Okay.
He then
And
makes the
then
welcome post as you.
okay, and these audiences can only be made for those who are actually engaging within the group.
Uh, well, with your profile page, it's anybody who's actually seen it. So that's even better. You see how it says seen by 24?
Yeah.
That would actually go into your
Uh,
audience. It
okay.
would
And then
be,
how many do we need to create like a lookalike audience?
oh, it'd be so fast. I mean, you'd pass 1,000 in no time. Literally, like once you get 1,000 people in this thing, you would instantly like have plenty of
I see.
people to build it off of. Shoot, you could build it off of 300 people.
Okay. Okay. So get that set up. And then, well, for now, that's awesome. I love that. Um,
Yeah, and
what do
what's cool
you,
about that too, you can invite all those individuals to like your page, and then next thing you know, like your page is like just flying off the rails too.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a growth wheel, just kind of like all these things are running together, and each one that moves faster, the other one goes faster as well. It's just like a big momentum spinner. Speeds up so
Right.
fast. Costs start
Um,
getting lower, more people start engaging, you get better audiences, your group grows faster because of that. I mean, it's literally a perfect flywheel for this thing.
cool. So then, for the audiences that we're dealing with outside of that, what do you recommend that I do? Um, do you think I should just keep testing these? Because this was just like a data scrape that I had laying around. This is just a broad health and wellness. I guess I could
Yeah,
throw,
you could take this $10 budget on each of these and split it into 6 audiences and do 5 each and then just test more.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
You could do $5 per audience, and with a 60 daily budget, you could then have 6 audiences going versus
I
having
see.
only 3. And you could test a little bit more with those new creatives that you have.
Okay, and in terms of metrics, like, let me show you before I ask that question. Like, this is the landing page. This is a testimonial from one of our clients who's just been crushing it. These are text messages that come in from the data reactivation campaign of how much money they made. Then it redirects to this page, and this clicking on this sends them directly to this page.
Wait,
Um,
go back. So what do they do? They hit get started, and what happens?
it redirects them to this page, and then they click on here to go to the Facebook group.
You
So
should
I
make
have it,
that button on the, you should make that button on the actual page.
this
That
one.
button there. Yeah, replace the get started with that button. And when they click it,
Okay.
the pop-up happens. Why? Because what happens when they hit get started? Does it ask for their email?
No, it redirects them to this and it says
Oh,
set
well
to.
then just move that button there and that's it.
I see. Okay, so then in terms of segmenting pixels, because the only reason I did that is just the segment, because this is page view, this is view content, and then the button itself is lead.
Yeah, just put the lead on the page for
Put
that
lead
button.
on here, and then just
Yep.
put page view, or yeah, page view.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, okay, all right, that makes most that I guess that makes way more sense. Okay, so rework the copy, maybe split up the budget a little bit more. So, oh, the question that I actually initially asked before we started getting into landing pages, like in terms of metrics for campaigns like this, I mean, obviously it's a very, very low barrier type of call to action. So, what do you think of reasonable cost per event would be in
A
terms of what we're
dollar.
doing? A dollar,
Yeah,
really, a
dollar to
dollar?
$5. $5, anything higher than $5, um, you're going to be able to get it down. Like there's always going to be a way to get it down. If you're hitting $1 or like 77 cents or like a $3 range, anything under three, I'd really say is like you're right on the money in terms of your creative, your messaging, you have the right social proof, you're now using the audiences, and that thing literally will just run on its own. And all you have to do is just scale up the daily budget, and like you don't even have to do anything else. The ads move at their own pace. The rest of your work is just going to be in the group, just like managing the high number of people that get in there, and it's just going to get so big so quick that you have to like start dealing with those things, support systems, figuring out ways to start funneling these people into the profitable direction, all that.
I see. Okay. Okay. Cool. And I guess, yeah, I think I'm like starting to see a bigger picture here. I think that, I mean, so
Yeah,
for, um, what I was gonna say is like for, in terms of what we're actually plugging here, like see how we make 15K in 3 days. Do you think I should just stick with that as the campaign, or do you think I should switch this up inside of what we're doing, like, um, you
I'd say
know,
have this inside the group as a post pinned at the top by Flood Your Business.
okay, um, right. But what I guess what I'm trying to ask is, in terms of like the offer, I guess is what you'd want to call it. Like, should I be switching this up inside of the campaign and saying stuff like, I don't know,
No,
like, okay, so
th-
just stick with
your
this then.
this would be inside of your group. The only goal you have with this campaign is to get people into the group. You want that to be so appealing. The offer is when they get in the group because they're a little bit warmer.
Right. Maybe I'm
So in
saying
this
this
case,
wrong. I guess my question is like, so for this, it's I guess I'm trying to attract them with this whole idea, right? This whole like 3 days, 15K type of idea. Should I stick with that throughout all of the creative and just change, excuse me, should I stick with that with all of the copy and just change the creative? Or should I be also playing around with like what type of
oh
assets
yeah,
they
test
might?
different. Yeah, you can test different messaging here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, that gives me a lot to do.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a really fun journey once everything's moving. I mean, it's a lot of pieces, but once they're going, they kind of like work together because those people will build your audiences for you and your ads will run themselves. Everything just gets really good once there's like something spinning.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool.
Oh,
That's exciting.
last question that I have, and I'm pretty sure this is the last one. So in terms of creating that lookalike based off of engagement, based off of a
You gotta
page,
create the page, right?
okay, so
First.
it acts just like a page then.
Yeah, and so when you do it, what you'll do is like, let's pretend you create the audience in that new page. Then what you do is select it. Just pretend that you created the audience on that other page in the audience manager. Select the audience that you make believe. No, select the one that you make believe created. So like, let's say
Oh,
it's, yeah, let's just say it's that one. That's the
okay.
engagers. Then hit the share button and you share it with your ad account. Yep. And then you get to use that as targeting. That's why
Oh,
this is such a creative strategy.
interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's really cool.
Wow, that's a very, very inexpensive way to create a lookalike audience.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
exactly. And this is a super valuable way to extract all the info from the Facebook group.
Okay, cool. Okay, so 7 days, $1 to $5 a click, or a lead rather. Or we're talking leads, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, 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 cool. All right, I'm gonna spread this out and do way more work with the creative, and then play around with that custom audience as well.
cool, awesome.
Awesome, man. I super appreciate it. Thank you, Chase.
No problem. Bye, Patrick.